video, whether you're tuning in live, catching the recording, or tuning in on Audacity. Your presence is truly appreciated. I'm Elle, your host for this weekly space where everyone is welcome to join the conversation. You can share your opinions, ask questions, drop comments. We're here to connect with each other. I also want to remind you that this is a safe space and mental health is highly respected here. So please keep in mind what you say and how you say it. Now, for today's conversation, I'm super excited. We're diving into the dynamic world of fitness trends, from biohacking to home gyms, everything in between. I've lined up some incredible insights and information, and I can't wait for you to hear all of it. Now, as much as I believe in the power of biohacking for health and wellness, I do want to remind you that balance is key. So while we talk about this stuff, we have this awesome discussion, I just want to emphasize the importance of avoiding extremes for any levels of vanity or anything that can endanger your well-being. We want to keep this space focused on holistic health and sustainable practices. I also want to remind you that I am not a medical professional, so this conversation is just based on general research and opinion. I'm also super interested in hearing your experiences, whether it be about biohacking or fitness trends that you've tried. Let's share the knowledge. What worked, what didn't. And then from there, let's keep in mind that we all have different bodies, we have different blood types and different needs. So we're not all the same, but discussing health, fitness, and overall wellness is something that I believe should be more of a norm because ultimately, as corny as it sounds, knowledge is power. Now, if you haven't already, please like, repost, and comment down below so we can let everyone know that we're here and we're having this awesome discussion. Also, make sure you go grab your drink of choice before we dive into the 411. I have my water, lemon, and ginger here, so I am ready to go. And with that, let's say hello to my amazing co-hosts. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Ben, good morning. How are you? All right. Hopefully, X isn't going to give us issues today. What about you, Adri? How are you doing today?
Hey, nice to be here and co-host. Thanks for the invite. Really awesome. Yeah, I'm good. It's been a long and tiring day, but I'm always ready for connecting too.
That's awesome. And I know that you're really into wellness as well, so I can't wait to hear your opinion. Oh, there we go. I think we have Ben with us. Ben, is your ex okay?
Yeah, sorry, Elle. Had to take care of something real quick. Thanks everybody for joining Elle and us for this week's episode of Connect and Chill. I can't wait to get into this conversation. Before we do get started, friends, we just have a couple of quick reminders. If you are going to come up, just raise your hand. We will get 10 speakers. You will see at some point during the space. So we need at least 10 speakers. And then, friends, we are also brought to you in part by Amtrak, Delta, JetBlue. And then this is going to be just for you, Elle. So, friends, who loves to connect and chill? We all love to connect and chill. Is that true? We, we do, we do, we do, we do, we do, we do. And then L, this is just for you, my friend. This is partly inspired by "Say" by John Mayer. Um, say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Okay. All right, Al, I'm gonna hand this back to you.
All right, Ben. I love it. As always, I hope that sets the tone for everyone that you are more than welcome to request the mic, be yourself. Just have fun. No pressure here. And we do have another speaker, Peg. I'm happy that you made it. Good morning. What's going on?
Good morning. I went to the farmer's market. I'm just leaving now. I was kind of sad. My brother and I have been going together, especially like on the first one for like 20 years, and he passed away in December. So it was a little rough. And I haven't been feeling that way. So, but anyway, it was good to see the people there. Also know the people there. I know the farmers. Okay, like through my compost activities and things through the botanical garden, I made friends with one of the farmers here who has a farm in Rockland County for 700 years. Not 700. I mean, since the 1700s, his family. Okay, 700 years. Anyway, uh, uh, I'm driving, so that lapsed for a second, but. Yeah, a really interesting story too. How farmers have all had to, give up their land. This family had to sell the land, okay, to so that they could make it, and now they're farming on the land that someone else owns. Okay, I don't know, but it's the same family and all that. So we got to do some stuff to change that one. I'm excited about the hottest fitness trends. I told you in the in the chat leading up to this that I've been doing some cool stuff with lymph node, you know, just like lymph drainage methods and all that now for a while. And like I do it sometimes when I'm in the bathtub and stuff. But with the cancer, I have they took out 52 lymph nodes in one area, which are clean, thank God. And the uh, the more lymph nodes they take out, the more chance you have of swelling. So I have some swelling and things that I'm working on and getting rid of. So in that therapy, I'm getting even more in depth. Okay, like areas that I thought were like I thought it was the right spot. I mean, they're giving me like the exact spots and things like this, and like how how the system works and how you should drain it. I'm telling you that this is like the care and feeding of the human body needs to be taught in school. This is absolutely something that you could, and just think about like like the reversing all the generational stuff. Like if kids learned this and went home and said, to their parents, hey, look, if you do this and everything, before their parents get, you know, water, water retention and things like that, right? So it also helps with cancer because you're moving the lymph is what's responsible for cleaning up everything in the body, so you're removing all this gunk all the time, and it's very healthy. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I would be too. That sounds really incredible, and I'm glad that you're using that in your journey because that is like an awesome alternative to some of the other things that other doctors may recommend for you post cancer. And go ahead, Ben.
I was kind of thinking about this in terms of fitness. Specifically if you're working out, right? And this is kind of what I used to do. I used to work out like anywhere between maybe 5 days a week. So it was almost every day. And the thing with that is, I would go all out and I ran the risk of a lot of, injuries. And ideally that's not what you want to do because if you're injured while working out, that's going to mean you might have to sit out for quite some time. So what I recommend to everyone in the space, and, like Al said, I'm not a medical professional, so don't take anything I say. Um, as just someone who kind of has kind of gone through this. Um, I would say take a lot of breaks. Okay, so don't try to go too often. I would say maybe 3 to 4 days a week is ideal because that way, if you give yourself some breaks, you're gonna give your muscles time to heal, and therefore you'll still be able to work out more frequently rather than having to sit out for a couple of weeks. Um, and I would also advise that as you're working out, make sure to stay hydrated. And when I mean hydrated, water is your best friend. Okay, avoid electrolytes. Like I get that, but water is definitely the key to go. Um, and then the other thing is, don't try to do everything all at once. Maybe one day, if you really want, you can do, it's leg day. The other day, focus on cardio. I mean, like, try to space it out so you don't put too much on yourself. But that's just kind of, I would say, my opinion to everyone in the space. Al, we do have some official sponsors for this space. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now brought to you in part by 24 Hour Fitness, as well as Planet Fitness, LA Fitness. Um, and then if you want, P90X is also a proud sponsor of the space as well. But I'm going to hand this back to you, Al, and then we can hand this over to Peg.
Stop P90X. Oh my God, I remember that. It also makes me think of Insanity. I love those videos.
That's right, Insanity. I couldn't remember the other one. It was okay. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, it was Beach Wave, that company. But yeah, Insanity. That guy was awesome. I think I was in high school. Like, yes, let's go. He just had it rocking. But 2 points that you made, I just wanted to touch upon again. One, drink more water. Yes, always, everyone. If something's wrong, you have a headache, you have a stomach ache, start with just double the amount of water you have. So many people are just walking around here dehydrated. No bueno. We don't want that. And then two, as far as how many days you go to the gym, I think the important part there is just, take it easy. If you're just getting started, and you're a beginner, don't just try to do it all at once. There's levels from being a beginner to being a seasoned pro or a personal trainer like Juice, who I see is in here. He lives in the gym. He has a little sleeping bag in the corner, and that is his home. And that's fine, right? Because he's put in the time to work up to that level, and he knows what he's doing. And we can all get there with time and research, but don't rush. Don't do it all at once, because when you get injured and then you're out for weeks and months, or X amount of time, that's no good for you, your body, or your morale. So let's try to avoid that. And go ahead, Peg.
No, I agree with him, and something interesting came up this week. I also go to physical therapy, um, and I had the same thing, the effects of the chemo and all. So the ligaments, okay, these two ligaments in the bottom of my feet. When I was talking to the therapist, about my gait, GAIT, how you stand, and posture and things like this. And he said, you see these two ligaments on the inside of your feet here. He said these are very lax, and he said it's not because of you're not using them. He said you have inflamed them over and over and over as a professional dancer. He said this is a common thing we see in professional dancers. So that ligament underneath my foot is worn out because I can't not dance, right? I can't not be in class every day. I can't lay off, but really it's the best thing. Professional athletes, like Benjamin was saying, you need to cross train. And when you're not a professional athlete and you just want to, do this for your health and look good and everything, you just listen to what Benjamin and the rest are saying, because you need those rest days,
Hey,
okay? That
Peg, I know
body
you
needs the
mentioned that
rest.
you're driving. You're just going in and out a bit.
Okay, I was just, I'm gonna get off then, and I'll come back on when I park. So when I go upstairs. But anyway, Benjamin is right.
Okay, so we have it here, the stamp of approval. Peg agrees with Ben. Good to know you guys are on the same page there, and I also agree. So why don't we dive into a little bit biohacking, right? Huge trends, huge movement. It's reshaping how we approach health, performance, and well-being, from optimizing our bodies and minds to unlocking our full potential. Biohacking is all about leveraging the latest tools and techniques to become the best version of ourselves. So there's different types of biohacking, and the three most popular types are nutrigenomics, do-it-yourself biology, and grinder. Nutrigenomics focuses on how the food you eat interacts with your genetics. It's popular, although controversial, and it's founded on the idea that your body's total genetic expression can be mapped out and optimized by testing how different nutrients affect your health. Nutrigenetics also looks at how nutrients affect how you feel, think, and behave. Now, do-it-yourself biology, or DIY, is a type of biohacking spearheaded by people with education and experience in scientific fields. This group of biohackers, they share tips and techniques to help non-experts conduct structured experiments on themselves outside of a controlled experimental environment like labs or medical offices. And then lastly, Grinder is a biohacking subculture that sees every part of the human body as hackable. This one is really interesting, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. So, grinders seek to become cyborgs by optimizing their bodies with a combination of gadgets, chemical injections, implants, and anything else that they can put into their body to make it work the way they want it to. So, imagine this: implantable sensors that gather real time data on your health and performance, seamlessly integrated into your body like the ultimate wearable. Like this Apple Watch I have on my wrist, there'd be a little chip inside of me getting that data to me. And it sounds like it's a sci-fi movie, but it's quickly becoming reality. Right now, analysts predict that the human augmentation market, which includes these type of technologies, will soar to 780 billion by 2027. So it's coming closer and closer, and people are working on it right now as we speak. So biohacking is really exciting, but as I mentioned at the beginning, for those that aren't here, comes first. Experimenting on yourself without proper precautions can lead to a lot of unexpected side effects. So be careful, consult with a healthcare professional, do your research, and make sure that you're doing what's best for your body. So I'm going to hand this over to Adri. What do you think about, grinders and cyborgs and biohacking overall?
Yeah, that actually sounds very awesome, and it's almost like some Deus Ex game or something. But that's the part where I haven't gone really, because I think I spend so much time in gadgets and in front of computer that when I do exercising and anything in nature or outside, I usually left my gadgets home so I can enjoy the moment there. So that's not like the area what I know. But yeah, otherwise the improving the health overall is like my main area what I really like to do and take the best out of my body.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And I researched some simple ways that everyone can biohack at home. And these aren't so crazy. This isn't the grinder approach. I'm not turning you guys into cyborgs. But the first one is drink caffeine. Start your day with a cup of black coffee or green tea. Keep a journal to track how it affects your focus and energy levels. And if you want to take it up a notch, try bulletproof coffee with MCT oil for an added energy boost. And I did want to hand this to Adrian because I know that he actually swears by bulletproof coffee. If you also drink bulletproof coffee, I'd love to know your experience switching to it. If you want to share it down in the comments, I'll pin it up top. So, what's that like for you? Why do you love bulletproof coffee so much?
Because it's like meth, legal meth to me. I got huge energy boost from it. I don't always put butter and MCT oil. I sometimes make it only with heavy cream. But when I have actually accomplished my intermittent fasting with it, because I used to be a breakfast guy. I have to eat straight out of bed or I will die. But as soon as I started my keto and started doing bulletproof coffee, I can easily stretch my intermittent fasting on 18 hours without taking in the breakfast. And I have seen that my workouts are so much better and my strength is so much better if I don't eat first. I just take the coffee in and start doing the exercises at the morning.
That's awesome. And I see Peg just shared that she drinks bulletproof coffee a lot as well and uses MCT oil every day. So that's great. We have two people. Like I said before, if any of you drink bulletproof coffee, totally interested on your experience. Now, next on the biohacking list, try an elimination diet. So if you're curious about food allergies or inflammation triggers, experiment with removing and reintroducing foods to see how they affect your diet and affect your body. So you have to pay attention to any symptoms, write them down, what you notice, and of course, consult with a healthcare professional if you need to. I think this is awesome, especially if you were in my space about, eating for your blood type, which I really believe in. I think you should look into it if you haven't. So I'm O positive, and there's a whole list of what I should and shouldn't eat. And there were things that I removed based on that list, and I noticed that my body and my stomach was functioning so much better. So I would totally recommend that you look into that too based on your blood type. Next, get some blue light. So spend a few extra hours in sunlight each day to boost your mood and cognitive performance. Be mindful of screen time, right? Blue light from devices can disrupt your sleep cycle. And of course, don't forget sunscreen. So a lot of us are on a computer all the time. I know I am. And that's why we say go touch grass. You need vitamin D, you need to go get some sun and be careful with the blue light. But I'm not going to stop. That one's a little tough for me. I know it's impossible for Adri. What about you, Peg?
No, I love all these. I don't do anything like I just I stopped using um moisturizers and stuff like that said they would remove my wrinkles like 40 years ago. Okay, because I really that stuff doesn't work. And there's a couple products that are good, but and I'm not into the surgery. Okay. I'm really an earthy kind of person when it comes to that, and I like, so I don't mind if someone else, wants to augment their body with stuff. That's really cool. And, if they want to do that, but, um, I've done what you're saying, okay, multiple times throughout my life where different things that I couldn't, like health issues that I started to have. And I said, oh, you know what, I've got to eliminate everything and then go through something. And it's surprising. I started getting this red rash on my, like all around my mouth and my bottom of my face and everything. And people thought it was rosacea, right? But it is a form of rosacea, but not that, like extreme type. It can happen from eating um, broad leaved, okay, big leaved green vegetables without like, uh, so like broccoli rabe and things like that that have the leaves and the little tiny broccoli or the little broccoliettes, what do they call them? And they have to be boiled first, okay, to get some of there's toxic chemicals. There are certain plants that don't want you to eat them. Okay, they make chemicals and things so that you do shy away from it. But yeah, so that kind of stuff. So I eliminated everything, to get down to the root of the stuff. Okay, and and it turned out that it was, and reintroducing everything. And I was going gangbusters in with broccoli rabe when it was in season that year. So yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, go ahead, Adri.
Yeah, I think that the easiest part to get into the biohacking and all this related stuff, because it's a very wide topic, is to start on the fundamentals and in the roots for the easy parts. So if something is toxic to your body, if it's causing any symptoms, get rid of those first, and then start to think what is good for you and what is even better for you and how you want to improve your overall health. Because as for example, I had very bad heartburn earlier, and I started keto almost because of that, and I cut out the carbohydrates from my eating habits, and especially the bread. It was causing me a pain, so I started from there to think about what's good for me, and after that I started improving my own health and start what is even better for me.
Right, and I think that is so awesome. Like for me, I know fried foods, I stay away from them now, and it's been a year plus, and I just feel so much better not eating fried foods. I don't even want it. It's just a turn off for me. That's why I like to cook at home. When I eat at home and I know what's going into my food, I feel good about it. So I am with you. And the last one on this list is actually something that you incorporate, intermittent fasting. Limit your eating window to certain hours and fast for the rest of the day. Now, this method has various benefits, including improved fat burning. We love to hear it. And cellular repair. So, again, of course, consult with your doctor. Be careful. I do want to just give that disclaimer. But do some research. There's all different types of intermittent fasting. I know it's super popular with a lot of celebs. And you heard it here with Adri. He has noticed the difference with his keto slash fasting diet that he's put together for his body. And like he said, right, just start at the basics. What is it that you're looking to do? What is it that you're looking to work on? And put research into that, and then find a system for your body that works for you. That's the most important part of all of this, because it's all about health and wellness. And I know we have some new people here, so I do want to welcome all of you to the room. Thank you for spending part of your Saturday with us. We really appreciate it. We've been talking about biohacking and all the different methods, from the basics to the cyborgs. It's a lot of fun to discuss this topic. And if you'd like to speak on it or any fitness trends that you've taken on, please feel free to request the mic or drop a comment below, and we'll be attentive to those. So now, another thing that's changed with fitness trends, which is something that I am super behind, is doctors believing in alternate types of healthcare. So we're talking like acupuncture, forest bathing, and overall physical fitness. So a lot of things have changed. I don't know about you, but I've been trying to get my insurance to cover acupuncture for a minute now, and they have been declining it. But there are a lot of doctors going against this and saying, look, this is something that helps and it works for my patients. So I want to be able to write a script for it instead of putting them on 10 more pills or even just one more pill that the person doesn't need. I know, Peg, you'd be triggered by this because you are with me on this topic. Go ahead.
The government really, we need to get on the government, okay, to cover all these things, because these are valid methods that have already been like tried and true over the last 50 years. And these methods were covered years ago. I had, yeah, I had Pilates on workman's compensation. Okay. Because if you're a dancer and you get hurt on the job, right, that's workman's compensation. And so, they have to cover all but there was Pilates, and there was Pilates at all the hospitals. And there was acupuncture, and there was somatic type things. Yeah. So, yeah, I got all of it covered with that, and then my later insurance in life that I had, covered all of those things. And when they first came around, and people said, "Oh, they're alternative therapies," they've had enough time to investigate, and they know that these so-called Eastern medicine things. We talked about a lot of that stuff in this room too. About different Eastern medicines, Oh boy, I'm out of words. Anyway, those Eastern methods, that they are just as valid, okay, as the Western methods, and we need a combo.
Yep, mic drop right there. I couldn't agree more. And oh my God, Pilates, stop. Really? Like, come on, it just makes so much sense. Wow. Go ahead, Adri.
Yeah, this is actually very hard for me to understand, because this all Peggy said is it's normal in Finland. Our government and we don't even need a health insurance on our healthcare, because we have free healthcare, and all this is included. And you just name what you want to do and go with your healthcare system, and they will make it happen. I hopefully this last, because we are going more and more to the Americas plan and culture. So might be not long lasting, but for my lifetime, this is all been present.
Wow, that's amazing. And I really think that's the way it should be across the board because there are so many ways that we can fix problems with our bodies without resorting to, pills and things that have 100 side effects. Even just lemons, right? We did a space on lemons and the power of that, which I could preach about all day. Start your day with a lemon shot, put lemons in your water. There are just so many benefits. That is one of the many things. Right.
Excuse me, but I just have to mention the conspiracy theory stuff, because I mean, think about it, okay? That big pharma, right? They would suppress this stuff. We knew that this was all good, okay? And then everything, but hey, I went to go. I'll tell you what the prescription is too. I don't really care, okay? I need an estrogen cream right now, and I needed it once before. My copay was $60. When I went to go pick it up today, they wanted $250 copay. I said, "You people out of your mind, okay?" And the pharmacist said, "You know what? You can pay out of pocket, and it's only $99." So, yeah, it's disgusting. $250. I have insurance, and so. These things, though, they were covered. We really need to, these lobbyists that are going to Congress, they're not working for us. We need to lobby Congress ourselves. And this type of health care is essential. They want their workers, okay? They want their, they want their slaves. They want their workers good. Keep us in good condition.
All I want to say, it's nice to see that, Beck, you are a person of culture as well. You went straight to the deep corner with the conspiracy theory thing, because I'm all about that too, and I agree everything.
Yep, absolutely. I'm on the same page with you. I think that is disgusting, Peg. That is really terrible that they're expecting you to pay that much money for the medication. The issues we have with healthcare, there are just so many. And I think we would all just be healthier, which, like you're saying, is exactly what they don't want. So they'll just keep us here. Go ahead, Adri.
Yeah, and I think it's our society and culture what kind of drives us to the fast food and other stuff comes out from television. But at least we are now living in the internet age as its finest, and people start being more self-aware about their own health and who they are.
Right, I know, that's true. All of the ads about fast food and all of these things that are very addicting. And I know a lot of people have said it, but you can get food at McDonald's for a lot cheaper than you can at the nice, salad place. Salads now tend to be, I don't know, $15, $16. And like I mentioned earlier, make it at home, of course, but not everyone has that luxury. Sometimes you forget, right? You're out or you go to work and you need to pick up lunch and you don't have $18 on a salad, but yeah, you got $2 for a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. It is just ridiculous. But we have another speaker up here, creative. So we'll get him up here and into the conversation. If you have not already, we are halfway through the space. Please like, repost, and comment down below. Let us know what you're working on. I just shared a comment from Love Social, a great friend, and he said, "Bulletproof coffee is delicious. There's debate as to whether this is a concern or totally fine, but it spikes LDL cholesterol for some people. MCT oil added to bulletproof coffee increases ketones. Intermittent fasting and keto helps your body produce ketones. I do keto sometimes." That is awesome. I think it's great to get away from the carbs every once in a while. I am with you. So what's up, Creative? GM, how are you?
What's going on? I'm doing good. How you doing? I see what's going on. Intricate One Nest. Everybody up in here, man. What's good? Everybody looking good. Peg, what's going on? Idri, what's going on, man? I just want to say, man, every time it comes to when I talk about health, I always go back to one person, and that's Dr. Sebi, man. So I recommend that everybody research and look into Dr. Sebi, look into some of the things he talks about, because he's not talking about taking pills. He's not talking about big pharma. He's just talking about, what kind of things you need to stay away from, what things can help you, help your body and stuff. He talks about a lot of this stuff that I didn't know that there was vegetables that we eat today that were man-made. So it's just certain things like that that I didn't know. There's certain things that I don't eat, but I know a lot of other people eat, like cauliflower and stuff is a big push right now. And he talks about how cauliflower and the reason that it's white is because it has, and deep down, and when you do the science of it, it doesn't have any nutritional value. So there's just a lot of different things that he talks about where you can naturally cure things in your body, and it's proven. Like he's been in court cases and people try to sue him and all kind of different things, and he's actually proven it in the United States in court. Um, and the United States actually tries to suppress a lot of his information. So just make sure you guys look into it. That's an option for you to naturally do things in your body. This biohacking stuff and implants and stuff in your body, man. Just stay stay away from it, man. That stuff is no bueno. The United States gonna push it. You know, even Elon with the whole Neuralink thing, they're gonna push the implants in your body, man. But if God wanted it to be in your body, it would be in your body. So that's all I had to say about that.
Well said. I knew you were going to come with something, and I completely agree with you about the implants. It is a little crazy here, and just like passports with our fingertips and Amazon shopping. I don't know. It is concerning. And then when they're throwing a lot of money at something, I'm usually even more concerned because it's not good for us. And I shared what you posted down below about Dr. Sebi. I would also like to second that if you are not familiar with Dr. Sebi, you look into some of that information because it really is like jaw dropping. Like it's one of those rabbit holes where you just get into it and you're like, wow, I didn't know this. I didn't expect this. I know Peg has seen Dr. Sebi before, so I'm going to hand it over to her before going to our new speakers.
Hi, yeah, creative. I went, with my first cancer. Um, they didn't have any experience with this. Okay, so that was the thing. And they said to me, we probably could do it in like 2 years. Okay, you'd have to completely give up everything, completely do everything. I pretty much did that anyway, but I did go, the other route, which was, like I said, the only thing open, which was a clinical trial. And I got great news Thursday, which they said that they believe that that cancer is cured. So, but I did Dr. Sebi stuff all the way. I do CMOS. In fact, I ran out of CMOS, and I'm over at my brother's house. I thought I had some over here, and so I'm gonna. I thought I had. There's some. I left some herbal preparations and things, some herbs to make some stuff in a bag. So that is, if you guys don't know about CMOS and everything, we could do a whole show on just all that types of nutrition and Dr. Sebi's nutrition.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I would love to talk about that. Whether you want to do it in one of your Wednesday spaces, quick plug, Peg does spaces on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. EST. I'd love to co-host that with you, or if you want to do it here, Connect and Show is always open to discuss whatever we want to talk about as a group, right? It's not about my topics. It's our space and our conversation. So let me know, Peg.
I would definitely love you to co-host with me this week because I'm doing a whole new format. I've been trying to do like the 30-30, right? And I've been working with Audacity, and we're both members of the Audacity Metaverse. So my new show's title is Shit Posting with Peg. Okay. And so it's 30 minutes of 30 minutes of the metaverse and 30 minutes of the divine earth. There are different earthly subjects. So please join us. And yeah, I'm going to I'll over the weekend. It's a crammed up weekend, but I'm going to get you that stuff so we can get on the same page early for Wednesday. Thanks so much. And I'd love you there. So
That sounds awesome. I love the title. You saw the emotes immediately, so I think it's a win. I don't know if you came up with that, but I say keep it. We're going with it. And then the laugh.
Audacity did. Okay. They loved me. They said, you know what? They said because we were coming up with names, right? And they said that we think this is a perfect name for you. I said, you're absolutely right. I love it. I'm taking it. So
I couldn't agree more. Life ain't that serious.
That's awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, we'll talk in the back channels and go from there. We have a plan. And now we have an awesome new speaker. So happy to have you here with us. What is happening? Krabby Bill. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you sound good. You sound nice and clear.
Oh, okay. All right. I can never tell. My phone hates spaces. So, I forgot what I was going to say. And I had two things. One, so listening to listening to the box and the conversation about keto, I switched over to kind of a half-hearted attempt at keto about a year or so ago. I used to have a lot of trouble with blood sugar and hypoglycemia and those things. Something that I incorporated, and I'd be curious to find out if anybody else has got an opinion on it or has ever had any experience with it. And that's just um, typically before every meal, I'll have just a glass of ice water with a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in it. And I've noticed that since I've included that as part of my meal regime, it has completely eliminated blood sugar spikes for me. And I mean, completely. I used to not be able to go more than a couple of hours without having a snack or something. And I can go a full 6, 8 hours now between meals without having the super. If anybody else has had any experience with that, or if that's just completely a single in my head. And the second, I noticed somebody in this space, Jay, and I think I heard you refer to him as Juice earlier. Are you the same Juice that used to be associated with Misfit Robots? Did I know you from there? Just curious.
Okay, so I'm not sure if Juice was with Misfit Robots. I just know him with Beast, AKCB, but maybe we'll get that answer in a little bit of time. He's probably working out right now, so he can't get to his phone fast enough to get to the mic. But hand shot up. I know I have my opinion on ACV. I'm a huge fan, but I'm going to let you guys respond first. So why don't you go ahead, Adri? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, are you me, Grab Bill? Because I'm doing exactly the same, and I have told my friends earlier that I have a very huge appetite. I love eating, and I could just eat all the day and all night and every moment when I wake up. But keto is the only thing that has eased my cravings to eat all the time, and I can go just like you with so many hours without thinking about I need energy snack or something to fill me up. And otherwise, I do differently when I eat. I eat a lot of vegetables, salad, and protein and meat and fatty acids with my meal. But I don't drink at all when I eat, because I read somewhere that if you drink too much, it might light up your stomach acids, and they can't work that good if you put liquids in there. So it's been working really well if I don't eat. If I don't drink when I eat. I eat. I drink after 30 minutes or 1 hour after my meal, and it's been working very good. It's helping the digestion, and yeah, it's been working for me very good.
That's cool. That's really interesting. I haven't heard that before. Do you find that you have any trouble with um, any swallowing issues or anything by not having a drink with food? That's always been kind of a problem with me. I have a narrow esophagus, so sometimes food can get stuck.
Yeah, actually, I had some sort of problems with that and swallowing, but after I started to like making peaceful eating moments, I concentrate on that eating, and I really chew my food very well. So it's been sort of like that.
All right, that was awesome. I completely agree with everything you said. And my answer is the same about chewing my food. I eat very, very slowly and sometimes get made fun of it, but it really helps. Just chew my food, take my time, focus on eating and enjoying my meal. And I just manifest good things when I'm eating my food, and it helps. But go ahead, Peg, you're up.
Yeah, I love that. I love this group because it's validating like a lot of things that I do and been doing through the years. The apple cider vinegar. I haven't been doing it lately, because of the chemotherapy stuff and the different diet, but it is excellent. The only thing is I don't do ice water or cold drinks really anymore. That's a thing that I learned from Asian medicine, and they usually like the first thing in the morning they have hot water, because you don't want to disturb your chi. Okay. And so I was always drinking iced coffee, like throughout the whole day and everything. And so when I started I stopped everything to see how it would go, right? Even like ice cream and stuff. I said, I'm not having any iced stuff. And it really does make a difference. And the first time that like I did have like I felt like somebody put out a fire in my belly with like a quench. Okay, so yeah, so ice cream absolutely does quench the heat, I guess, but I don't think it's good to keep quenching your body like that all day long with a cold drink. So, I usually drink black coffee with nothing in it, and warm now ever since. But the other day I had some. I made myself an iced coffee. It was good. I think intermittently it's okay. And something else I'm going to validate is the slow eating. My grandmother was really wise, and she, would say, like chew your bite like at least 50 times, slow down, and um, this is another thing, okay, with Western medicine, um, with dental health. Okay, I have terrible, despite the fact, okay, my my teeth are like a civil engineering project okay, like, lately, and I always took really good care of them, but um, your teeth are part of the digestive system, and it's disgusting that they've separated that and made it cosmetic for hundreds of years here in in the U.S. Um, it is the first part of the digestive system, and it produces an electrical current when you chew. Okay, that goes to your brain, and so they've deduced that some people are getting early Alzheimer's from not chewing their food properly because they don't have teeth. Okay, and so they're and that also leads to other problems that the guys were saying that they have with the esophagus. My father chews it. It's his mother. Okay, that said to chew food thoroughly, and my father does that. But despite that, my father still has that esophageal problem. Where things he's actually had like with pizza and stuff build up in there and had to go in and had something done for it. So yes, that's it's a very important thing. I'm glad you do that, and there's more to it. Okay, there's more to the body than we think.
Yeah, yeah, that esophageal thing is a real deal. Um, I had a procedure a couple of years ago where they went in with a scope and did an expansion, basically put a little balloon in there and did an expansion, which helped for a little while, but over time it kind of loses its elasticity and it shrinks down. Where that can become a real problem that I've noticed for myself personally is if I eat and drink soda or any fizzy drink and I get an air bubble in my stomach, sometimes that food will get stuck in my throat, and that can be scary. I haven't had the emergency room trip from it yet, but my daughter's is an ER nurse, and she says she gets people all the time with those esophageal boluses where they'll get air trapped under their food and they can't get the food out of the esophagus into the stomach. So
Yeah, that is no joke. So maybe it's a good idea to try, the chewing and not drinking until after your meal. Or I guess definitely at least stay away from the fizzy drinks. Because that sounds really scary to me. But you bring up ACV. I love ACV and I think it's super important. I have it every single day. For those of you that aren't familiar with apple cider vinegar, I just thought it'd be important to give a little background so that you know why we're discussing it and what the alleged benefits are. First, it's a digestion aid, so it can enhance digestion by increasing the acid in your stomach, which helps with the breakdown of food and nutrient absorption. Secondly, like Krabby Bill mentioned, blood sugar control. There is evidence suggesting that ACV can improve insulin sensitivity and lower blood sugar levels, especially after high carb meals, which benefits those with diabetes or insulin resistance. Third, appetite suppression, which you mentioned, and I agree with completely. Studies show ACV may increase fullness and reduce appetite, possibly leading to decreased calorie intake and weight loss. And then fourth, antimicrobial properties. ACV's acetic acid may inhibit harmful bacteria growth in the digestive tract. And we love to see that, right? Because gut health is the key to everything. I say that all of the time. It's so important that you get your gut right. Go ahead, Peg.
El, I haven't made it in a long time, but I'm definitely going to start making my own apple cider vinegar again. And I know when you're nearby, yeah, I can give you some because, or show you what to do with it. You need the thing called the mother. And here's a preview of my show on Wednesday. I learned that there's all these natural food companies, like Tom's of Maine and all these things that we think are these natural products. Okay, that these companies that that's what they stand for and everything. almost all of them have been bought up by big companies recently. Tom's of Maine, Bragg's, okay, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, they sold that a couple of years ago, and people started to notice the difference in the formula. They said, "Oh, there's no mother in it." That's the bacterial little formation in there that ferments the apple cider vinegar. For those that don't know, but yeah, so Bragg's was sold. Oh, you have a whole list of stuff. It's going to blow your mind. Okay. And you're going to say, damn, I thought that product, this and that, nature's this and blah, blah, blah. All the things, like I said, unbelievable. About 10 or 20 different ones. And they're all Procter and Gamble now, or Clorox, or, owned by all of them.
Wow, that's terrible because mother is so important, right? We want the mother intact in order to get all of those benefits that we're talking about with our gut. It's disappointing, but I love the discussion. And for those of you interested in this, that was a sneak peek. So I hope you'll join us on Wednesday because things like this, for someone who hasn't tried ACV, maybe now they're going to go and research it and try it out and it could help them. That's why I love when we just come here and talk about what we're doing with health and wellness and what works for us. So thanks for bringing that up, Crappy Bill. That was a good point and something that didn't even plan on talking about. What do you think, Adria? Are there anything, I know you do lemon and ginger as well like I do. Is there anything else that is super important for you?
That what Peg actually mentioned it about the warm. I don't drink too warm water, but my water what I drink straight out of bed is room temperature warm, and it really makes the difference compared to cold water in the morning. It's a very good point.
Yeah, that's true. I do that as well. I have water by my bed, and that's the first water that I want to drink. I don't rush to the cold stuff. Although I used to, Peg, I'm with you with the iced coffee. I would start my day with iced coffee and have it throughout the whole day. But I really try to make a conscious effort to start with that bottle of water by the side of my bed. And then there's the whole conversation that we can get into with water, right? Water and plastic. How are you drinking your water? What type of water do you drink? There is so much on that I'd also recommend you do some research on because there is a lot going on with our water, unfortunately. And it's not as good as you might think it is. So going into other trends, I was also going to bring up home gyms. Home gyms and fitness equipment skyrocketed during the pandemic. I know for me, I got my SoulCycle bike, which I'm still obsessed with. It was one of the biggest and best purchases that I've made. And a lot of people have stuck to home gyms. There are a lot of gyms that have ended up closing down. Boutique fitness has declined, which when I say boutique fitness, just for those of you that don't know, it's like the small studio gyms like a SoulCycle, an Orange Theory, a Barry's, those types of clubs, because people don't want to spend, $40, $50 a class anymore because now they're so used to doing it at home. They have their setup, they're good to go, and they can save a lot of money. For me, I know I love working out at home. I have my own setup. If I want to go for a run or a jog, I can just go right outside, which is great for me because I love doing that. It's my excuse to go touch some grass. And I'm interested to know what you guys think. Is there any change that you experienced? Were you a gym goer and then you're now a home workout freak like me? Or what's the deal? What's up, Adri?
Because the best part of doing the workout on home is that you can do laundry and dishes between your sets. I love it.
That is true. That's part of the reason I want to work remotely forever because I can do laundry. I can cook a meal, right? Yesterday I made like 4 pounds of chicken for meal prep. You can just get everything done. I can hop on my bike, do a SoulCycle class. It is awesome. I'm with you there.
I
What about
remember
you?
my wife asking me that, have you asked your local gym that can you do the dishes between your sets?
It makes sense. She's going to put you to work, and I'm with it. What do you think, Creative? What's your vibe?
I think for me, pre military days, I used to go to the gym and feel like the gym was the only place like I could work out. If I couldn't get to the gym, then I just would be lazy and not work out. But now, being a part of the military, man, they teach you real quick that you are a walking gym and that you could work out, with calisthenics and stuff like that, and just your own body weight, like. If you want to really work out, because and it's they teach you how it's the most optimal workout because it is your own body weight. So you're not trying to do too much weight, you're not trying to do too little weight. It's something that you walk around with every day, so your body is accustomed to it, and then you can just use that if you want to do push-ups, sit-ups, whatever. You don't have to do all these crazy machines. You don't have to do, all these, rock climbing, all that other stuff. use your body, man, whenever you want to wake up. So then it cuts out the excuse that you can't work out too as well. So it's something that I didn't think about it that way until I joined the military. So it really opened my eyes because, you know, I've been in relationships stuff like that, and they were like, "Yo, let's go to the gym together. Let's do this." I was like, "I'm a gym. I could just go. Why can't we just go to we can even just go to the park and the monkey bars or whatever the case may be, or we could take a walk, or So, but yeah, man, I'm definitely about I'm about using your own body weight, man, and just working out from there instead of doing all the extra, bands and all that other stuff, man. I don't really get into all that stuff, especially when COVID hit. It really was beneficial to have that mindset to understand that my body it's its own gym. So between that and hell, you already know what the deal is, the Pokemon Go stuff, walking around and doing all that kind of thing, man. Just using things, not even just Pokemon Go, but just using different things while you're working out that takes your mind off of, if I just walked 6 miles, my mind and not do nothing and just walk the 6 miles without any extracurricular activity outside of that, I think my mind would be more focused and on, oh man, I'm walking 6 miles. Shit, man. Then mile 4, I'm tired as hell. Mile 5, I just want to quit. But if you do little mobile games and stuff like that while you're walking around, man, you end up, your goal might be 6, but then you end up doing 10. So, those are different things too where you could trick your mind into actually exceeding your own expectation for yourself to create even a more a better workout or a more intense workout. So those are things that I use, tricks that I use.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't agree more with everything that you said. And it's so funny because you actually brought both of my parents into my head. So the way that I extend my walks is I call my mom because she can talk for hours, right? She's like me. Well, I'm like her. And I can, let's say I'm just going to do 2 miles and then I'll call her and she'll just tell me whatever is going on in her life, her friends, she gives me the tea and I'll go another couple miles just chatting with her. So I agree with that. Find something to get your mind off of the walk. Even Pokemon Go, I just downloaded it. I'm going to try it this weekend and see how that extends my walks as well, because I'm sure if there's a nice Pokemon that I want, I'm going to walk the extra mile for it. And then you mentioned your body is is a gym, and that just took me right back to my dad. I heard the Marine voice, when I used to want to go to these gyms and have him spend like monthly memberships, and he's like, no, 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 go for a run, do some side straddle hops. What would he say? Go stand outside for an hour with your hands out, right? He's like, just hold a water bottle, see how heavy it'll get. And then he had like these weird contraptions, like a stick with a weight on it. He's like, just wrap this around 200 times, And I'm like, Dad, can't you just pay for Planet Fitness? Come on, I can't work out unless I go to Planet Fitness with my friends. So it's so silly, but as a kid, sometimes you think of that. But yeah, my dad would just say, just go run until you can't anymore. You'll be fine. And that is the truth, that mentality. Your body is a gym. You can just work out and do it from anywhere, home, outside, whatever you need to do, get it done. What about you, Peg?
The gym was a completely foreign place to me until recently. I mean, yeah. If I had money, I was going to a dance class, okay, and I'll get just as much out of that, okay, or um, or Pilates or some kind of movement, a martial art, or I do, or like even the soft ones, capoeira, capoeira, tai chi, all that, So just recently, when I went to, I'm in a program for. Hang on one second here.
Hello, this is IT.
Sorry, there was something in my background. So, yeah, the gym was a foreign place, and just recently I'm in the Live Strong program. So, I am doing the whole gym, okay? And that's what they want. They want you to, they even make an appointment for you with someone who will take you around on all the machines. And so that it's been fun, I do cardio on the treadmill for like 20 minutes, and then we do a whole bunch of other static exercises, and there's classes and stuff like that. But yeah, I prefer And they're all right again. Okay, that's the best kind of exercise when you're working against your body. When you're doing ballet and you raise your leg to the side, that's a 90-degree angle. That's the most stress you can put on the human body. So, like I said, it's no, no mild feat there to do that and hold it out for a long time. It's really, it'll make you very strong. So definitely, and even the just the plain stuff where you hold your muscles in, okay, in your stomach, and we could talk about that another time. But like that type of stuff, strengthening in any of those ways is fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. Could not agree more with you. I love classes like that too. And man, you can really work up a sweat. Sheesh, it is no joke. A dance class, that made me think of DDR. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but I'm a gamer, so I've done all of the like gaming fitness workouts. So I used to have the DDR mat and hook it up to my PS2, and that would be my workout because I would be sweating. Oh my God, if you do that on expert, it is no joke. And then there was like the Wii Fitness, if you remember those, and Wii Golf. A lot of ways to just be active at home. I used to do all those things. Dance Dance Revolution. Crazy. But Krabby Bot, I don't know if you're around, but I'd love to hear your input too. Are you into the gym or going for long walks, being outside?
Yeah, I'm an outside guy. I cycle a lot. I used to cycle a lot more than I do now. Kind of life just gets in the way, but um, I've never been a competitive cyclist. I'm more of the sloth cyclist, I get there when I get there kind of guy. But Sunday mornings, typical Sunday morning for me is breakfast and then 40 to 60 mile bike ride, depending on if the grandkids are around or what life has going on. But that's where I usually find most of my fitness. Never really been a gym goer. I can't kind of, I don't know, I can't get my head into it. But as Creative was saying, I find that um, active body motion is the best way for me to stay toned, and then just riding a lot.
That's awesome. I love that. Everyone has what works for them. And if you want to share anything in the comments, you're more than welcome to. I'll take a look and I can put it up in the Jumbotron. I'd like for everyone to feel like they're a part of the conversation, even if they can't come up here and request the mic. So a lot of us are saying pretty much just move your body. That is the consensus. However you want to do it, just get moving and your body will thank you for it. It's always the first step that's the hardest, right? For me, that's why I like to buy cute gym clothes, like cute workout attire, because I feel like, all right, I'm excited to put my outfit on and go for a walk, go for a jog, whatever I do. Find your little bit of motivation and make it happen, or find a group of like-minded individuals. That's something that I'm really lucky that I have, you guys to talk about all of these fabulous ideas. I run things by you, you run things by me, and we just kind of work like a soundboard and talk about what we're doing. So that's exciting. I know Peg said it earlier, like with ACV, when Krabby Bill brought it up, I was like, oh, so happy I do this, right? It makes you feel good. And that's why I love having these wellness talks, connect and chill. And now we've been talking about this for about an hour. No rush on closing, but I think it's a good time since we've had such an amazing conversation to start wrapping up. But, speakers, as always, you're all welcome to give any closing thoughts, or if there's anything on the topic that you'd like to bring up before we close, I'd love to hear that as well. So I will start with Peg. Anything else that you'd like to mention on the topic of fitness trends, biohacking, all that good stuff, or some closing thoughts?
Yeah, just also with all these things I've been doing, walking is the best thing really. And like someone said earlier, just even not even a rush. Just you'll still get something out of it. And you could always do like intervals where you go faster a little bit and slow down, and take things in like that. You could do intervals when you're walking, and I think it's a phenomenal exercise. I forget there was a thing about a college class back in the 50s or 40s, whatever, and one of the Ivy League schools, and I think there was a writers group, and every day when they would, the head of their class, the professor would have them go out and go on a walk for an hour. I have to look that up, but it sparked all of their creativity, and they were able to, push like in these creative writing classes when they would come on a block. So I have to go find that research, but definitely walking is terrific.
Yeah, I came across that quite a bit when I was researching biohacking. that doctors are really telling people just go for a walk, that gets that physical exercise enhances your brain power and helps you achieve your goals, whether it's a brisk walk, a regular walk, a heart pumping session. Either way, just moving your body is huge. So I'm glad that you brought that up. Even the walks matter. You don't always have to go for a run or, run till you throw up. You don't have to be so extreme. We're not training for the Navy SEALs. But if you are, hey, I'm happy for you too. Like, do you. And I will cheer you on from the sidelines on my brisk walk. So what about you, Creative? What do you think?
I'm just thinking that how we just gonna gloss over that Krabby Bill just said he goes on a 40 to 60 mile damn bike ride. Like we just like nobody like chimed in on that. Like I like he just said it real nonchalant too. Like, yeah, I just get there when I get there. 40 to 60 miles. Yeah, that's like me going to work. Like that's like me going to work on a bike. Like I can imagine doing 40 to 60. Listen, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a military dude, but I would never do that. I would never recommend that. A 40 to 60 mile. But anyways, on another note, I also learned recently that if you continue to do the same workout every time that you work out, then your body will just maintain where you're at. It won't get you any fitter. It won't get you. You won't lose anything. You'll just maintain where you're at. Because I used to go play basketball like 3, 4 times a week. And I was wondering why, like, I would never see any improvement, nothing. And then the lady was like, well, the health person that I talked to, they were just telling me that your body has become so accustomed to you doing it, especially on those same days, that it just maintains where you're at. So I recommend it, mix it up, maybe a walk maybe a walk today, maybe, some sit-ups, push-ups tomorrow, maybe, or maybe a swim or something like that, just mix it up. You don't have to increase the intensity of your workout, but just mix up the type of things you do to work out. And also, man, L, listen, you always throw a fabulous space. So everybody that is new to this space, please follow L. She has great, amazing content. She's great and amazing because she's a Pepe. She's part of the Pepe community and every other community NFT that you could think of that I've seen throughout her content. She's a chameleon. She's everybody all in one. You know what I mean? So she's very inclusive, man. But it's always an amazing space when we come in here. It's always like the title is, connect and chill. It's always real connective. It's always real chill, and it's always good information. So please make sure that you give her a follow and show her some love. All right.
That's hilarious, dude. I didn't just start out, so I'm a feral child of the '80s. So I've been on a bicycle my entire life. Back when the streetlights came on and all that stuff. That's when you went home. So I've had a bike under me for a long, long time. So it's just kind of a natural thing. But yeah, I agree with the space is really cool. I don't do spaces, one because my phone hates them, and if I'm in my truck cuts me off. But this has been a lot of fun. The one thing that I would say that I haven't heard anybody mention, that's stretching. I'm an older guy, so as you get older, those tendons and those ligaments need a lot of attention. So take some time to stretch those, or you'll find that makes a huge difference in your activity level, especially as you get older.
Yeah, that is true. Stretching is the alpha for every age. I think that's important that you mention that. Thank you. I don't want to leave that out. I also think it's so funny. Creative, your response. Honestly, Krabby Bill could say that he bikes 100 miles a day, and I would believe him. Like, I wouldn't even look another direction. That's just his personality. I know we're talking about communities. He is one of the people that run the Pirate Apes. I post about them. Like you said, there's different communities that I love, that I support. And there's a reason that he's Captain Krabby Bill, and he does his thing. So yeah, I totally believe it. Even if he said, like, yeah, this weekend I'm going to go, stay in a sleeping bag in the woods, I'd be like, okay, see you Monday. Sounds good, Captain. We'll be here. He's just
I'm in the woods
awesome.
right now listening to this space, actually.
See, that's just how he is. But yeah, I'm so happy to have you here. I do want to say that as well. Like you said, you don't do spaces. So it makes me feel good that you took some time out of your weekend to join the conversation, and you added a lot of value to the conversation. So I really appreciate that. And then next, last but not least, my bestie, Adri, any closing thoughts, any other tips you'd like to recommend?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say everything else like creative and grabby will say follow the L. She's the best host of Web3 spaces at the moment, hands down. And yeah, it's very nice to hear that grabby Bill, you are very lot like me. I live in the middle of nowhere and I didn't have driver's license after I got my driver's license when I turned 25, I think, and I've been biking a lot too, and I still own my MTB bike and go very often to biking, and I like hiking and spending time outdoors. It's like the life for me. But what I would say in the ending words is like taking care of yourself is the best way to taking care of people around you, because this spaces is all about kindness and spreading the positivity. So take care of yourself and you are automatically taking care of your inner circle and people around you. Thank you, El, for hosting.
Yeah, absolutely agree, right? Pour into your own cup, make sure your cup is full, and then you can go and spread that out there, spread the kindness, spread the love. That was perfect closing thoughts. Thank you for sharing that. So here we are, we're wrapping up another great discussion. I love the conversation that we had today, and I'm so happy to get the opportunity to share these ideas with you guys and hear what's working, what's not working for you, what you've tried, what you're trying. I also want to extend a heartfelt thank you to those of you that have spoken, my amazing co-hosts, listeners, those of you that commented and shared. You know, you all add to what Connect and Chill is, and we wouldn't be able to do this every week and have as much fun as we do without each and every one of you. For those of you that listen to the recording, thank you for doing that as well. You know, I see you and I appreciate you. I mentioned this earlier. Connect and Chill is a really open space. If there's a topic that you'd like to discuss and maybe you just don't want to host the space, you'd like me to do it, or you want to have the conversation with this amazing group of people that I'm so happy and lucky to have with me each week, you are more than welcome to send me a DM and we'll get it going. A few weeks ago, we had an amazing basketball space. I think I said 10 words, but it was so good. I had two of my friends, Creative and OAJ, who hosted it and did an amazing job. So I'm really open. The space is not about me, it's about us. Like I try to remind you guys, this is our space, so thanks. And with the fitness world, as I mentioned at the beginning, you know, you have to do your research, find out what works for you. Everyone's body is different, blood type's different. You know, what might work for me doesn't work for you and vice versa. But let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep talking about it, right? I mean, even if we're two different body types, it doesn't mean that I can't learn something from you or we can't motivate each other. And if you ever need motivation, you know, you can hop into my DMs as well. I will tell you to go out for a walk because I will totally support you. Sometimes you just need a friend. Like Adri for me is one of those people. Similar to Crabby Bill, he will be like, yeah, I just chopped down 10 trees. I'll say, okay, you know, like, awesome. You know, I'm proud of you. I'm going to go for a walk now, but I'm so glad that you did that. You know, so you need people that are making you want to step it up and do more and be better. And I'm lucky to have you guys because you guys do that for me. So as we continue on this fitness journey, on this wellness journey, and we'll be here next week, Saturday, 11 a.m. as usual. Let's remember to stay curious, stay open-minded, and most importantly, stay connected. Keep supporting each other. Be kind. You know, together we can explore so much information, right? When we have 10 people bringing their thoughts to the table versus one, we get so much further working together. So stay healthy, stay happy, drink more water. Like we said, drink more water and stretch. So this is Elle. I'm signing off from Connect and Chill. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope your Saturdays go awesome.